All my UMBWs, hello ladies, how are you doing? UMBW stands for Upwardly Mobile Black Woman to anyone who is new here. My name is Cherie, and I am taking tonight's conversation from a video that Cerebral dropped last week. We are going to talk about the nurse practitioner who came on TikTok and started talking about other nurse practitioners. And apparently, she said a lot in a specific video, but she said something that has Black internet on fire. I want to put in my 2 cents with regards to this whole controversy, and hopefully, you will either comment in the comment section, or of course, talk to me this evening on the live stream. And of course, put replay in if you are listening to the replay. All right, ladies, we're going to give ourselves 90 seconds, give people a chance to come in, hit the like button, and then we'll have this conversation. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. We are the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. For exclusive content and invitations to our Inner Circle Zoom meetings, which happen on a monthly basis, you can sign up for free for our email newsletter at bwmakingmoney.com. That's bwmakingmoney.com. Hello to all of my ladies. Put a 1 in the chat if you are able to hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you're able to hear me. Want to make sure everything is coming loud and clear. And it looks like I can hear myself as well. So, ladies, it's been about a week and a half since I've been here. I've been super busy at work. Most of you know I got a promotion at the beginning of the year and working on a lot of things. And I did want, though, to come and talk about this recent controversy of a woman on TikTok who is a nurse practitioner. And apparently she does a lot of content around being a nurse practitioner. And one day she came on and apparently she talked about a lot of stuff, but there was a segment of her video that had Black TikTok and Black social media talking. I'll be honest with you, I have an account on TikTok, but I'm never on there. So I will give a shout out to Cerebral, who brought this to my attention because she brought it over to YouTube. And then I've seen other people talking about it on YouTube. But I'm going to talk tonight about our appearance as Black women. I'm going to make some comments, some controversial comments with regards to this. I'm going to show you a second video of another nurse practitioner responding to the first nurse practitioner, and something she said in there. I'm like, okay, I want to talk about it from this perspective of being a UMBW, and something that second nurse practitioner said. I was like, okay, these are the kinds of conversations that we want to have over here at Black Women Making Money. So again, put a UMBW in the chat. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me out there. All right. The first thing I want to let you know, though, is I did just a quick Google search about nurse practitioners. And in order for somebody to become a nurse practitioner, they have to be in school an additional 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years of additional schooling after high school. So they're going to spend 4 years getting a bachelor's degree in nursing, and they're going to spend another 2 to 4 years getting a graduate degree, either a master's of science in nursing or something called a DNP. A doctor of nurse practice. Takes another 3 to 5 years. So these are highly educated women that we're talking about. These are not uneducated women. These are upwardly mobile Black women that we're talking about here. And this conversation applies to all of us, whether you are in medicine, technology, real estate, like me, I'm a loan officer, anything that you're doing, we're going to basically say that this conversation applies to all of us. The second thing about nurse practitioners is they have to pass an exam. There's a family nurse practitioner exam. 85% of people pass. I think that because I asked the question, how many people actually pass? And it's saying here 85% pass this exam. But I'm sure that this exam is pretty difficult for our UMBWs to take and actually pass these exams. So I understand that we are dealing with elite women when it comes to this topic. And yet, there is controversy with regards not to the competence, because I saw a lot of discussion throughout YouTube and the TikToks, people were bringing those over to YouTube, with regards to the competence of the nurse practitioners. I definitely believe that the women that we are discussing are competent women, but the conversation came up about the outward appearance. So Canva, of course, played in our faces. I took the description that the woman, the nurse practitioner, gave, and I basically put it into Canva. And the nurse practitioner in the video that we're going to watch basically said women with those super long eyelashes, long fingernails, and face beat to the gods like they're going to the club. So I put it in Canva, and this is what Canva gave me here, ladies. And this woman looks beautiful, right? But the question is, what is appropriate at work? And the second question that I have, I believe, is even more important than the first question. So let's talk a little bit about what the woman said. And we're going to make sure this is on normal speed. And let's hear the original video, which is the woman on the right-hand side, and what she said about nurse practitioners, of which she is a nurse practitioner, and she's talking about raising the bar on professionalism.
Is seeming to backfire because there's some people who really shouldn't be nurses or NPs out there. Okay. So anyway, I say all that to say that for the people who are representing as nurse practitioners, I cannot stand the fact that I'm seeing ghetto providers all over social media watering down any respect that the nurse practitioner profession has. And that's why a lot of nurse practitioners are getting upset. It's one thing to still be learning because you're a novice, you're still within your first couple of years as a nurse practitioner. It's another for you to have the audacity to go on the internet, talk about being a nurse practitioner, and you are literally going into work with lashes out to here, face in full glam, like you're about to go to the club, wearing nails out to here while you're treating patients. It is absurd. I have not seen this with any other profession. Like any other medical profession with an advanced degree doing this. I don't see it with pharmacists. I don't see it with psychologists, counselors, physicians, MDs, DOs. I'm not seeing it anywhere else. It's only with the nursing. And I'm like, what is this? I literally was on a Teams call for a hospice company I've been working with. And one of the nurse practitioners came on with a tank top and her breast hanging out. So unprofessional, so embarrassing. And I'm like, this is why physicians don't respect, some physicians don't respect nurse practitioners. I don't respect you. I don't even care what your title is. I will not respect you in a professional setting if you don't even know how to dress.
Well, she said a lot there. She said a lot there. Hey, KB. Hey, Rana. Put my UMBWs in the chat. She said a lot there. So I heard her say that there are nurse practitioners out there. She called them ghetto, not me. I do have something to say about this, but I'm going to start off with what she said. She said the nurse practitioners, whom nurse practitioners are very accomplished women scholastically, right? Academically. After they go to high school, they go to 4 years to get of bachelor's of nursing to get their 4-year degree. And then they do another 2 to 4 years after that to become a nurse practitioner. And then they have to pass an exam, their board exam. So these are accomplished UMBWs. And the woman on TikTok is talking about the fact that there are women, she never said Black. You may infer it, others inferred it, but she never said Black, but she said ghetto, with the long eyelashes and the super long nails and the face beat to the god. So I put it into Canva, and this is what Canva gave me. Beautiful woman on the screen. The question is, though, is this ghetto or is this professional? And I'd love to hear what you all have to say in the chat. Is this ghetto or is this professional? I'd really love to hear what you all have to say in the chat. If you're listening to the replay, I want to hear what you have to say in the comments section. I am not going to say this is ghetto. I'm not going to do that. I am going to say it's a lot. I personally think it's a lot. And I'm going to show you another video because there's another nurse practitioner in another video who was very critical of this. And she said one sentence that if you were not listening, you would have missed it. I don't want my UMBWs to miss it, whether you work in tech, whether you work in real estate. I have a friend making a good 6 figures in commercial real estate. Like, there's a lot of us out here as UMBWs, right? Doing our thing, making good money. I would not call the woman on the screen ghetto, though. No. Now, the other thing that the original woman in that video did not do is she did not talk about what the person was doing. Were they chewing gum in patient meetings, or were they twerking in their nursing outfit in the hospital rooms and videotaping it, right? Because we've seen ghetto behavior, but just dressing like this, looking like this, I would not say this is ghetto. I would say it's too much. I would say I'm going to show you the other clip because I want you to hear something. And that's going to be my major comment for the evening with regards to the person that we see on the screen, which is AI generated. So, this is what Canva gave us, ladies, as a visual. However, um, I would, I understand the original content creator's point and point of view. And I think she was trying to make a very good point. But she missed saying something that we're going to talk about here. So Rana's saying, good question. The nails need to go. So again, Rana, this is not her just having the nails and all of this just randomly. Like she is doing her rounds, being with patients, all of this, the eyelashes, the full glam, all of that on a daily basis, right? That's what this content creator is saying. So let's come to the second content creator. This is the person on the right-hand side of the screen who is also a nurse practitioner. All right. And I want you to hear something that she says, and then we are going to talk about it.
I say this. And I've recorded this several times because I want to present as professional. I saw the comment that the young lady made about the ghetto MPs that show up to work with a full bead, lashes, and nails, right? Number one, this is exactly why I don't do nursing or MP related content anymore. And it's because everybody is entitled to their opinion, but that opinion should have been for that group chat with that group of friends that y'all loosely use the word ghetto.
There's somebody on YouTube, I can't remember who it is right now, but they talk about, oh, I remember, Bahamian Girl. She talks about having private conversations in public. And this isn't the part that I wanted to talk to you about initially when I heard this, but there are other groups of people that are having these conversations in private. There are other people who are having these kinds of conversations in private. And you may say, well, Cherie, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. They're not going to give us any opportunities. They're not going to give us a shot. They're going to think about what they want to think about us. I'm also here to say to you that we don't want to give them something to actually you know, for we don't want to give them something that validates what they're saying. This is just like a Black man who has a rap sheet that's super long, and he does something and he's like, well, why are you bringing my criminal past into it? Well, sir, you've done 18 things on a rap sheet, you know? So we have to be honest about these things as well. But let's keep listening to this content creator.
Not here. You know why? Black women MPs are less than 10%. We're around 6 to 8% of that total population of providers. And for you to then say in a subsequent video that you are a woman of color makes it even worse because you on the inside of that bubble making negative comments about your own. You doing what they do to us outside of the circle. Stereotyping. And those same people that you're looking at sideways are some of the most competent and overqualified people in the profession, but they get done the same way based on comments like what you just did. They get offered less opportunities and less positions over other applicants that are less qualified and not as smart, quite frankly, because of what people see versus what they have to offer.
Okay, I'm going to play this again. I'm going to play this little section again because I want you to hear what she said again. I want you to hear this again. Pay attention.
Full population of providers. And for you to then say in a subsequent video that you are a woman of color makes it even worse because you on the inside of that bubble making negative comments about your own. You doing what they do to us outside of the circle. Stereotyping. And those same people that you looking at sideways are some of the most competent and overqualified people in the profession, but they get done the same way based on comments like what you just did. They get offered less opportunities and less positions over other applicants that are less qualified and not as smart, quite frankly, because of what people see versus what they have to offer.
Bingo. Bingo. I wonder if anybody knows what I was going to say with regards to that comment that that other nurse practitioner said, that you can be super, super competent. You can be super, super competent, and yet you are not offered as much opportunity because of how you look. This is the halo effect. This is the halo effect. You can be super competent and yet not offered as much, not because you're Black, not because, you grew up in the hood, not because you speak with an accent, but because of how you look. When that nurse said that, I said, I absolutely have to do a video about this. We've had the conversation over and over and over again here for my UMBWs that you as an upwardly mobile Black woman have to also look the part. It's not just about your skills. I always talk about the technical skills, right? Competence is a technical skill to the point where I'm thinking of switching out technical skills for competence. You're going to have to be competent at whatever you're doing, but that is not enough to truly be upwardly mobile. You have to have the soft skills, and included in the soft skills is how you look. You have to have multicultural networks that truly want to engage with you, and you have to have financial literacy and resources. Otherwise, you're going to be going into the quote unquote systems and fighting and fighting and fighting for a chance. And there is a saying that pioneers end up with arrows in their back. Pioneers end up with arrows in their back. What that means is if you're the one on the front line fighting for your butterfly eyelashes and fighting for your nails and fighting to look a certain way. And I'm not telling you to be inauthentic. I am saying, and this other content creator said it as well, is how you look matters. You can be as competent as the number one person there, and you will still be overlooked based on your appearance. Based on your appearance. You're going to be offered fewer opportunities based on your appearance. Because if I say, hey, I've got a friend. She's a great nurse practitioner. And you walk into the interview and you don't look the part, then that looks bad on me as well. So, anybody have any thoughts with regard to this? Look, those are the two things that I want to show you. If you if you did not know about this controversy, there are several people that did videos about this nurse practitioner controversy, and you could see other people's discussions. Some of the discussions were from patients who were saying that the quote unquote ghetto nurse practitioner, right? The woman who looks like she's on the screen, she was the only one that believed that person's pain. And it wasn't just Black women saying this, there were white women saying the same thing. My thing to you is, but we want to get you into more rooms so that you can help more people. We want to get you into more rooms so that you can help more people. So you can put a 7 in the chat if you want to come up. Rana's saying the look is important. It very much is. The halo effect is real. And this is part of the halo effect. It's not just being skinny. The halo effect is not just about being skinny. You know, it is about having the look. So if anybody wants to come up, you could put a 7 in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up for today. I will come again and talk about Shedeur Sanders. I will admit, I had never heard of Shedeur Sanders before last week. Didn't even know he was alive. Didn't know he was a thing. But shout out to Dave Williams, who mentioned me during his conversation about Shedeur Sanders. And he mentioned that we always talk over here about nepo babies. And we're going to have a longer discussion about Shedeur Sanders being a nepo baby. And as a UMBW, it makes no sense for you to marry a man or have kids with a man, preferably both, who can't help you raise a nepo baby in 2025. So Rana wants to come up. So we're going to put the StreamYard in here. Mentor Shelley is in the building. Hey, Mentor Shelley. Tax City is here as well. With professions like healthcare, it's not given hygienic. That's true. That is true. That is true. It does not look hygienic, and it probably is not. It probably is not. So, hey, Rana, how you doing?
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I am good. I'm here for a surprise Wealth Wednesday.
Yes. So about the quote unquote get a nurse practitioner discussion or debate, like I agree with you, it all comes down to the looks. If you're trying to get into certain spaces, it all comes down to looks. I mean, and I hate saying this, even when it comes to our natural hair, even though it's more accepting as it is now. But I remember during my 20s, if I had that going to a job interview, I will not get the job. So I have to straighten out my hair to get the job. And I even do that for the interview. And then within 2 to 3 weeks, I just let it out natural, but I don't wear it in like a big fro. I can do that. I usually twist my hair. But, and I think that's the problem with this whole thing, because I can even tell. And I said, well, you have a problem with a job that does that? Like, even when I used to do my clinicals for phlebotomy, I cannot have long nails. I have to have short nails. And I cannot have long earrings. And if my hair is long, my hair has to be tied. So, and I think it's because they don't want the blood to mix in with our nails and fingers, because you could catch HIV, you could catch other diseases. And then not only that, sometimes your nails can really cause an infection on the patient. So, but I definitely agree when it comes to the looks, because if you go in and you don't dress decent or whatever, you will not get the job, because people will not take you seriously. It doesn't matter how bright you are and how skilled you are. So, and I think that's very important of, make sure you look presentable. And I think today, there's some people that would get it and there's some people that will not get it. And sometimes, even when it comes to a higher salary raise, you have to look presentable. And sometimes you will not get that salary raise because you don't look presentable. So yeah, I think the debate comes from is that, like, you see the picture that you put up, like I would say this, the nails has to go, and maybe the earrings. Like, if she wears shorter earrings, it'll be okay, and then she'll be fine. Other than that, it just depends what field. Because remember, if you're a teacher and you wear long nails, that's nothing, you know, and long earrings, that's nothing. But it depends what field that you're in and what danger or what protocol that you're exposed to in every job.
So
But
I
I do.
disagree a little bit. So I think even if
Mhm.
you're a teacher, this is not the look you want to have in the classroom, right?
Right. I see.
If you're in tech, if you're a project manager and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to work like this, so again, the woman in the original video said your face is beat like you're headed to the nightclub. Well, there's
Oh, okay.
different makeup for. That's why I was like, I put it in the Canva, and I'm like, this is what she's talking about here, right? The
Mm-hmm.
super butterfly eyelashes. I know that that's trendy right now. However, when we're looking at people who are decision makers, the decision makers tend to be baby boomer white men or baby boomer white women. When we talk about the people who are hiring, and when we talk about the people who can give you promotions and other opportunities, they can, if you are if you have your own business, they can give you those larger contracts. So even we're talking about a daytime look. This is a woman who is like either looking at patients or after patients, right? Or she's in front of the classroom, or she's sitting in a board meeting with her fellow coworkers. Um, this there are certain styles that don't translate across generations.
I see
So
your point. Yeah, I
yeah.
see your point. Yeah, I see your point. Um, but I would just say like Mental Shell said, I'm surprised it wasn't required to keep the nails short. No, I'm just
Mhm,
saying the medical field in certain during my clinicals, like they tell us that we must have short nails. We can't have long nails.
mhm,
But I understand where you're coming from, because I think when I do my clinicals, when I notice the people that work in that area, their face is more natural looking. So yeah, so and even if they wear makeup, maybe one or two will wear lashes, but it's not like I said, too obvious, you know?
mhm. Yeah, and you
It's
can
not too
wear
obvious.
lashes, but, the super, super long lashes that we're seeing these days, which I feel is a trend, I think that it'll come and go. um, I just would encourage my UMBWs, if you are looking for upward mobility and you're not getting it right now, to take a look at your appearance.
Mm,
Just
okay.
just take a stronger look at your appearance.
Mhm.
You know, because we don't want your competence to be overshadowed by your look. And
Mm,
we don't want your look to sabotage your upward mobility.
yes. Okay. But
That's a really big thing.
yeah, but I agree with you when it comes to say you have to look the part,
Mhm.
basically. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, Mentor Shelley, I don't know if you wanted to come up or anybody else. Um, we can put the link in here one more time. If anybody else wants to come up, great. If not, we'll do another session maybe on Monday about Shadur Sanders, because I got some Nepo baby stuff to talk about as well. Um, Tax City is saying too many people mix their professional life with their party life. Long eyelashes are for the weekends. I agree. And be careful, ladies, what you are posting online. Be careful what you are posting online. I cannot say that enough. Your employers are looking at your pictures, they're looking at your captions. You know, just think 5 to 7 steps ahead with regards to, like, hey, I'm posting this. Is this going to be problematic for me in the future? And thanks, Rana, for coming up. Mentor Shelley is saying specific industries like the medical and food manufacturing fields are usually heavily regulated, so it's surprising this is an issue. Apparently, it is an issue. Apparently, it's enough of an issue that this content creator, who is a nurse practitioner, had a discussion about it. And she talked about the fact that it's prevalent in nursing, even nurse practitioners, you know? So Rana's saying Gen Z needs to watch this. Well, I hope so. I hope we'll get some Gen Z people who will watch this and, of course, spread the word. Alrighty then, that is it for me. Mentor Shelley's saying she's driving. Otherwise, she'd come up. No problem, Mentor Shelley. Ladies, thank you so much. Put the UNBWs in the chat for me, just so that way YouTube can know we're doing a good job over here, and we'll be back again pretty soon with regards to some more mess that we're going to get into. So thank you, ladies, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.